going to help the squad and back up what I say.
Wait. Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. If this is your first time here, I'm the big fella that is the Scruffy Trader. And what I'm going to do is put trading in the real world. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to trade in the moment. And it's something that I'm really backing up what I was talking about a couple of hours ago for the squad. Because I like to tell them what I'm doing or viewpoints of the chart before a trade is made. And I think that's the fairest way. Now, at the moment, what I'm going to be looking at is the US 500. And if you bear with me a second, I'll just set this up and flip the chart on for you to see. Because we're about ready to go to market. There we go. Now what I'm looking at here is the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is this fib. Now earlier on, one of the guys was talking about fibs. Now let me show you. Just pull this up. Okay. What's it in here? There it is there. Okay. Ivan. Okay. Now and as I said, they asked me last night, but I was busy, and I said I would do it this morning. But if I run it up, there it is there. I have a question. He was looking at the 1 hour, wanted to know about the fibs, etc. Okay. So this morning, I have answered that for him and put it into the foundation trading. Now, foundation is part of the Scruffy Squad. There are some free elements to it. If you want to check it out, do subscribe to the channel and you'll find that, and also future updates. And if you're part of the squad, this is what the squad is. It's this library here. Now on the entire channel there is, well, there's over 1,000 videos now, of which 500 are members only, just for the guys. And it's a transparent way of how and why I trade. Now there is the foundation trading. Now there's 25 parts to that, and these videos, they range from 5 minutes to an hour each. So there is lots and lots of training here, and within it I have broke down exactly what I'm looking at right now. And things that I look at is little winker. I like little winker. Where you are, little?
Not that little.
She's only about that big. That's why we call her Winky, you know. Because people often ask that. Where does Winky get her name from? It's because she's a tinky winky person. She's only little, tinky winky. So we'll call her Winky. She just calls me Sod.
Honestly.
Well, you do on a more regular basis. Scruffy Sod. That's all that's where I get my name from, by the way, actually. Because apparently I am a natural born scruff. I'm not what?
You are.
What do you mean I am?
You are scruff.
Really?
Mm.
Well, my side of the desk looks quite clean. Yours looks like a train wreck.
Yeah, but it's all your stuff. That's not mine. That's not mine. That's not mine.
She's complaining because me toys have stretched over. What do you mean? Then you play with them as well. But I've got my best toys on this side. Me Star Destroyer. Certainly do. Me Batmobile. And then I've got little things that you guys send me, and I keep them all. My little Yodas and things like that. And if you ever see me on the whiteboard, you'll see all the Star Wars figures that are sent to me. Everything is here because I appreciate it. Anyway, cut long story short, what do you guys appreciate? You appreciate seeing the charts in the moment. So let me flick this over. Now, it's kind of coming into play now. Now, actually, if I flick that back up, I'll show you something. Because each morning I make a strength sheet. Now I do this every morning. I should change the date on that. And there's the next one, goes in. But I also do a bias sheet. So sort of 9 o'clock, it was telling you there's no trade, and the bias was buy. It's telling you, but there's no trade, so you're not even, you don't care, you're not bothered, you just sit still. But then the top of the hour, which is where we're looking at now, it's telling us there's a sell trade, and it is ready. So it is defined the bias for the day, and it's telling you it's now ready to trade. So this is what I'm looking at, okay? And this is up beforehand. It's currently 10:15, so they do see what's going on and they can trade in time with me. So let me get this back over and we'll have a look at what we're looking at. Is this ready to go? Pretty much. I'm just going to drop an order in. I'm not going to go overly mad. I'm just going to do a couple of quid on this one. And I'll show you for why in just a second. It wants to be here. We're going down to there. Okay. All right. So I've just dropped a little order in. I'll explain where that order comes from in just a second. But let's have a look at the bigger picture to start with. Okay. So the bigger picture is, you can see the drive and it's locked in arena. So if you can imagine, that's the low and that's the high. So there's your trading arena. We now have bus stations or train stations, whatever you want to call them, in the way between the 2 points. So they become entry exits. Simple. Okay. Now we trade, or I trade, off anchor charts, and the anchor chart for this particular product is the 1 hour. So this is the bit that's interesting. Why do I like this? Well, in the video, I was discussing these moves. Okay. And what we can see, a massive drive up, incredibly strong, bit of consolidation, and then a flush. Okay. Now that has a big cluster of sort of value level points here. Now, why are they value? It's because they're clustered together. It's certain levels from different time frames that can show you where the price will stall. And sure enough, where this double line is, I'll get rid of that red one, so that's a stopping point, is these two here. And it is stalled, so it's holding the price back. So as long as it stays underneath, it's reasonable to assume it can retrace on itself. Well, if it's going to retrace on itself, what's in its way? Well, it's this level, isn't it? So what I'm looking for is a trade coming this way based on the criteria that I look for. Now, if I drop this into a 15-minute chart, you start seeing there's the drive on the 15-minute. There's the consolidation. It's locked between that point and this point. So what I'm doing here is tightening up the trading range to see what's going on. Well, what's happening is there is your high point. It's failed to get there. So this is just moving up. So now all I need to do is wait for a reason to get in. And what you do is I do a candle count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for the logical point, which down where these tails are. And that's it. And all I'll do is I'll just follow this price up over the course of the next sort of every 15-minute close. So when a 15-minute shuts, which will be sort of 13 minutes time, well, that's actually, this one's just shut. So if I drop this back to 15 minutes, Well, there's the last 15-minute candle, just to illustrate. You can see that's where the order is. So let it run the next 15 minutes, and if the tail is maybe here, I'll just move the price up to the tail, as long as it doesn't breach that. Simple stuff. And then all I'm doing is getting a better price to get down there, and then I'll enter in extra orders running up into this levels, see if I can get some more money. And then if it breaches the levels, then I was wrong and I just get out. But the fact that I'm trailing the price, making the price comes to me, kind of keeps me on the safe side of the trade. And it also answers a question as to why I'm consistent, because I'm patient. Now on Saturday, there'll be a video coming out, Coffee with Scruff, about are you a trader, are you a gambler? And I'll kind of go through how I'm consistent with that, you know, because it's just one of those things that I'm pulled on all the time. And it's normally by people who, well, can't trade really, and they want to be. The thing is, this job, well, it's exactly what I just said it is. I'm just looking for something here a second. Might be able to show you a case in point. Right. 717 trades, 89%. That's why I show a lot of winners, because I do run at a high percentage. 413, 85%. There's another one. 324, 89%. So it's a reasonable assumption that if I'm sort of on the 90% hit rate, you are going to see a lot of winners. Simple as that, guys. And why? I'm patient, doing exactly what you're seeing here. I'll look for one market and I'll just manage it, and I won't dive in. Simple stuff. And that comes from experience and knowing what I'm looking for. So there we are. So let me run the trade. You kind of see what I'm up to. I'm targeting down here. I will move up. I do monitor 15-minute charts, and I fine tune on a 5-minute. And I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, boys and girls, there we go. We stopped out. It was well managed. And what you'll see is a little mark here. That is my risk-free point. In other words, it's an area on the chart that as soon as the price got there, I was going to pull the stop in and take some profit out. Now, because I was only trading small amounts with this, I wasn't going to do what I normally do. Well, I have 5 scales, take a pound out, etc. What I was doing with this trade is really just for the squad guys. So I was taking half the profit off, and I was going to see if it runs down to the next level, which is here. And there you go. You know, so got 26 pips out of it to risk free. And as you can see, a couple of extra pips, because all I do when I pull my stop in is I take it maybe as a pip or two over the entry point. And if it runs through it, it stops me out. And if I want to continue the trade, there's no reason I can't re-enter if I believe I'm right. But I do stick to score, stop. And what that means is I get 2 bites of the cherry and then that's it. Because the third one inevitably might cripple me. So why did I do it? Well, it's very simple. If I pull this over, you'll kind of see a running chat that I was will do if I grab hold of the thing. There we go. So there's Michael Blackbeard, our resident sailor. A little salute to you. He didn't really understand it, so I was talking him through it as we go. And the reason why I don't need to trade anymore this week is because I've had a phenomenal week. And I actually finished it there. That's the night shift that I did. But prior to doing the night shift, where I was doing the Asian session, I come back to my next day, I done my week's wages in one day, which was here. All right. It was a very good trade. It looks a lot of trades. It's not. It's actually only a couple of trades with scale points in it, what I was talking about before. Okay. So that's kind of why I've done it. And the moral of the story, if there is a moral of the story, is plan your trade before you enter it. You know, too many traders come to market and they automatically think, well, I'm here, I'm going to trade, off we go. There's a magic system. This indicator's here, that one's there, I go. Not quite. What you have to do is look at the bigger picture, and I'll keep hammering this home. Find out what the market is trying to achieve in the here and now. Have it fully mapped. Make a bias choice, which I done this morning. That's what the sheet is. It's kind of confirms what I'm looking at. And then break it down into small segments. Now, if I'm swing trading, I break it down into a daily chart. So I'm looking at the big picture on a monthly, weekly, down into a daily, and then -1, which will be a 4 hour. So I can get an overall feel of what's going on. If I'm day trading, as I am here, again, I'm looking at the daily, the 4 hour, but I'm mainly focusing on the 1 hour, which is the anchor chart I'm using. And that 1 hour helps frame into the here and now time period. And I'm looking to see what it's going to be doing. Simple stuff. And as you see consistently, it works. Why? Because I do my homework. I don't trade on a prayer. Too many times I see all these adverts and they annoy the hell out of me. Just follow my magic system. No, it's not that simple. It's a job, and you must treat it as a job, and then you'll understand it. You know, you're not going to go and see a barrister or a doctor who's only been doing this for, well, the last week because he saw an hour's course. It takes time and experience in order to work the charts. And that's why the industry has such a bad name, because it's sold as get rich quick and you'll do it just following my system. It's all horseshit. You can make a very good living out of this. I'm living proof of that, and I prove it time and time again. But it takes a lot of hard work and commitment. So there we go. If you're stuck, I'm easy found. Drop in the description. You'll find all my contact details. You'll also find details of my WageMaker journal, which does have tools on it. There's also links to brokers that I use.
No way!
You'll also find a 5% discount code from the prop fund that I use, and other bits and pieces that may help you. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.